bringing you key insights, tips, and advice from the brightest minds in the Canadian franchise industry. This is the Franchise Canada Chats podcast. Welcome to the Franchise Canada Chats podcast, where we take you into the world of franchising. Our interviews are with franchisees, franchisors, and industry leaders who give on-the-pulse expert advice and share their franchising insights and experiences. Today is the first episode of Season 4. My name is Stephanie, and I'll be your host for this spring season of the Franchise Canada Chats podcast. In this episode, I talked to Nina Choma, a Molly Maid franchisee who owns a location in North Mississauga, Ontario. Molly Maid is a Canadian maid service company that's been cleaning homes since 1979, and Nina has been a franchisee with the brand for 17 years. Nina says she was attracted to franchising for the generous support that comes from the business model. Plus, she keeps motivated and inspired with the continuous encouragement from her family, friends, and fellow franchisees. Here, Nina shares her advice to prospective and existing franchisees about the often unexpected task of hiring and staffing for your franchise, how COVID-19 has changed the structure of her small business, and the new healthy home cleaning system that was introduced by Molly Maid to protect staff, franchisees, and clients, which has helped the brand stay above the curve during the pandemic. Enjoy the episode. What were you doing before you became a Molly Maid franchisee, and what drew you to franchising?
Well, at that point, it was back in 1990. No, it was 2002. We had moved back from Victoria, BC. We were out there for a stint with my husband's work, and I was working for a chiropractor, doing his marketing for him, building his new practice. And I was really intrigued with how, I don't want to say how easy it was, but what I was doing to build somebody else's business, and thought, well, I could probably do this on my own if I had some type of support or part of a group of companies to start my own business. So that's pretty much how it all started. I guess when Molly Maid kind of creeped into my brain, or our brain, not realizing it was a stone throw away from where I was working for this chiropractor in Oakville, my husband and I both thought this is going to be probably a really good opportunity.
Awesome. And so why did you decide to join the Molly Maid franchise?
Well, again, we knew if we started something as an independent business, we'd have to start right from scratch, meaning, set up systems and policies in place where when you're part of a franchise group, you have that for you. There's lots of support, systems in place, company colors, just everything from conferences to seminars to just support right from the get-go. And that's really what we were looking for.
So what, if any, challenges have you faced so far with your franchise? And more importantly, how have you overcome them?
The challenges you face when you buy a franchise or any business, for us originally it's staffing. You want to make sure, and we're told that right from the get-go, is staffing is going to be your biggest challenge. So you always want to be interviewing. Literally, that's what you have to do, is interview and always be looking every single week. When you know things are going well, that doesn't mean you stop doing that. There's always something that'll happen. Sometimes there's a death in the family, somebody gets sick, there's a car accident, anything. There's any challenge that can pop up in your business. So you want to make sure you're ahead of that game by having people ready and willing to start. So whether you have just temporary staff, casual staff, part-time staff, you always want to be able to be interviewing and hiring.
That is actually really good advice for prospective franchisees.
Absolutely.
So what training and support have you received from your franchisor?
The training that you get when you buy a franchise is really all the systems that they have in place. So we get, with Molly Maid, we have a 1 week of initial training. So everything from personnel management, the software system that we use for our scheduling, how to clean properly, which is a really key factor owning a Molly Maid franchise, sales, estimating, financial management, customer service. We talk about our green housekeeping program, the marketing, the advertising. It's a whole gamut of things. And again, that's the whole part why people get into buying a franchise. You know, you want to make sure you like pink and blue as well. Like those are our colors. We're not going to deviate from those colors. That'll always be the brand of Molly Maid. You know, when you buy that, you have to know that there's peace of mind for you as a business owner, that you will always have that support with that franchise group, especially with Molly Maid. I can't say enough about them. They're constantly evolving when it comes to training, bringing in new programs like the healthy home cleaning system. It's just really, really a great brand to be part of.
That's great. How would you describe your experience as a franchisee so far? And what do you enjoy most about owning a Molly Maid franchise?
So my experience as a franchise has definitely been a positive experience for the better. I'm 17 years in as a franchisee. There's definitely been some challenges over the years, new experiences, bad experiences. And all I can say is you learn from those. That's why they're called experiences. They're never mistakes, they're experiences. And that's what you take moving forward in your business. Compared to when I bought my business 17 years ago, the platform for hiring for us was, I was using Kijiji. Now there's Indeed. We have a program with our marketing department that helps us plan our postings on Indeed. So we have the pictures for the branding, the wording is done for us. So it makes it a lot easier for you as a franchisee when it comes time to hiring. You don't have to recreate the wording or the wheels. They'll do it for you and work alongside with you. So that's been a really big positive change with the group. Like as an owner operator, you really can't falter if you follow the system. The system is set up for us to all be successful. Having other franchisees beside you is another benefit. Your neighbors, you want to make sure that have a good working relationship with them, bounce ideas off each other, attend seminars, convention. Again, it's part of a branding, part of a Canadian group, which we're all proud to be part of. And especially myself, like I said, 17 years in, and I still love what I do.
That's so great. So you've mentioned a few times about the hiring. Now I'm kind of interested. How many staff do you have at your franchise?
So at this time, obviously just dealing with what we're dealing with in the world, I have 4.5 staff members. I originally had 9 staff members prior to COVID, so I did lose 50% of my staff. It's really challenging to find people at this point because there's not a lot. Well, I shouldn't say there isn't a lot, but people are looking for full-time work. There's not a lot of opportunities right now where companies are hiring, and when they are hiring, they're not offering full-time work. So the work that I guess the people that you're looking for have to be accommodating to the hours that you have. So right now I'm still working my Monday to Friday hours, but they're not as long as they were originally prior to COVID. Some days we're done sooner than we should be, but it also helps with a lot of the parents that have kids that are at home if they're homeschooling or, don't have after school daycare. So a lot of these parents that are working for me can be home by 3:00 when their kids get home. So, you have to be adaptable. And that's what I've been able to make those changes for a lot of the team members at this point, is just accommodating different hours for them.
We hope you're enjoying this episode so far. Did you know that Franchise Canada has a newsletter sent twice a month that's packed full of fresh franchise opportunities? With Franchise Canada e-News, you get new content from Franchise Canada magazine, franchisee success stories, industry news about CFA members, educational videos all about franchising, and you can keep up to date on the newest episodes of the Franchise Canada Chats podcast that you're listening to right now. Plus, by subscribing to Franchise Canada e-News, you get a free subscription to Franchise Canada magazine. Subscribe now at franchisecanada.online. Now back to the podcast episode you were enjoying. Was there anything you underestimated about business ownership before you became a franchisee?
You're told in the beginning that your biggest challenge will be staff. And I think a lot of us don't put that as a priority, thinking, once, you've hired and trained and everything's great and moving forward and your sales are great. And then all of a sudden, like the shoe drops. So again, you never want to take for granted that you're set with staff and everything is going great, because it just takes one day for that to happen. Somebody calling in sick, somebody breaking a toe, like something that's that simple, like a death in the family. So you always, always, always want to be interviewing and having staff backed up for those situations.
Okay. How has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted or changed procedures within your business?
So with my Molly Maid franchise, I'm in the Peel region. So I'm in the north end of Mississauga. So it's been extremely difficult for sure. Repeating what I said before, I lost about 50% of my clients in 2020 when the pandemic hit us in March, and 50% of my staff. Some people that we were cleaning, or clients that we were cleaning every 2 weeks, have either dropped off completely or went to once a month or every 2 months, whenever they've needed it. It's been a real challenge to stay ahead of the game. But I have to say, and again, with your fixed cost, if you don't have that same cash coming in, that's been a real challenge for a lot of small businesses. Your cash flow isn't the same like it used to be. But being part of the branding and having them introduce this healthy home cleaning system has really made us evolve as a cleaning company, like right from the get-go, especially being in Canada. There was, it took a little bit of time for them to kind of like dot the I's and cross the T's, but I would have to speak for everybody as part of the franchise group. We couldn't be prouder to be part of a franchise that has something in place, not only to protect our staff, our franchisees, but our clients as well. And it's made a huge difference when you're talking to people and what it is you're saying to sell your business. My whole philosophy is you want to believe what you sell. If you don't like what you do, it'll come across in your conversation when you're talking to a potential customer on the other end. So it's really, really important to take in what the new programs are that we have at Molly Maid, and really believe in them, because they are far better than any other cleaning company, in my opinion, because I'm part of this great group that has helped many of our clients feel comfortable with the teams coming into their home.
And to expand on your healthy home cleaning system that was introduced during the pandemic, can you describe the guidelines of it and why it works for your business and what the whole process is?
Yeah, so the healthy home cleaning system allows us to keep team members and clients safe during this pandemic, by following the directives through the municipal and provincial governments, specifically with respect to social distancing, traveling in vehicles, how to wear PPE, how to use the cleaning products properly. So all those aspects in the healthy home cleaning system are discussed. It's quite an intensive manual. It basically just fine tunes what we were doing before. And it's allowed us, again, to, I guess, escalate above a lot of other cleaning companies how we proceed as a business. And it's right on our website right away. So as soon as somebody clicks a postal code, it pops up right away learn about our healthy home cleaning system. So it allows clients also to educate themselves about what is it that makes Molly Maid different than, maybe a private cleaning lady or another company. And that's what's allowed us to stay above the curve than all the other cleaning companies. And I have to say, like, the other thing that they've offered us as a franchise group is it's called a GBAC course, so it's GBAC, and it's a course that certifies you as a franchise owner for global biorisk advisory. So it just basically teaches you how to use the cleaning products properly. What the dwell time is for disinfectant, where you can use it, where you can't use it, and certain types of PPE to use that are safe for your customers or safe for your staff, so that it's not just a one level, let's say, mask. You want to make sure that the masks that you're providing for your staff are safe for any type of transmission with the COVID virus. Same thing with your gloves. You don't want to buy the fly-by-night rubber gloves. You have to make sure that they are safe and secure for the girls to use, or your team members to use, on a regular basis.
Okay. And looking towards the future, do you see the healthy home cleaning system staying in place permanently? And also, what changes from the pandemic would you like to see stick around?
Well, I don't want to see the pandemic stick around, first of all. But the healthy home cleaning system will definitely, in my opinion, stay in effect for us as a cleaning company, as a branded Molly Maid cleaning company. It's added value. It's peace of mind for everyone, team members, clients, business owners. I think our Molly Maid franchisor group, it's just, there's no need not to use it moving forward. People will still get colds and flus. So I think, again, just making the fine adjustments in our business that we've had to do to pivot, not to overuse that word, but which we've had, it's made a big difference and will continue to make a big difference for us as a cleaning group, a cleaning company moving forward.
Mm-hmm. And what are your key learnings from the past very difficult and unexpected year?
Key learnings. I mean, the key learnings for me specifically are being part of a Canadian brand has made a huge difference. And I don't think a lot of us realize that until something like this hits. When you're part of a branded company, you have people that are there to support you and come up with new things, policies, procedures, everything to help you run your business successfully. If we didn't have that, I can't imagine being an independent business owner at this point without having these policies in place. I think that's the challenge that a lot of those single businesses have. Being part of a group, franchise group, branded franchise group has made a huge difference for me. Of course, there's going to be, there's challenges for us in a sense of trying to get back to where we were pre-COVID in a sense of our sales. But with the things that are in place for us now, there's no reason why we can't all be successful, believing in what we do, selling that, and moving forward. That's what we need to do.
Awesome. So what keeps you motivated during the pandemic? Is there anything in your personal or professional life that inspires you?
Well, what's kept me positive in the pandemic, I'm very fortunate. I have a very supportive husband. I have 2 grown children, so one 22, one 19. Very supportive family members and very, very good friends. Without that, I think it definitely would have been a challenge for sure. In my mind, there's no reason for me not to be motivated. I have too many people that not just depend on me, but I know that require our service. And that in all is just the bottom line for me. There's just no need for me not to be able to be successful. Again, I know I'm successful in my own little world of providing a service. I have staff members that need to know that we're going to move forward. I'm very fortunate that I have great staff that work for me, long-term staff that have stuck around because they believe in what it is that I've been saying over the last year. And I listen to what their needs are, what causes them any stresses or anxiety. So being able to, be a human being and talk about that has made a big difference. So it's the support network, not only from my family, but again, as a franchise group that we have, we're a large group of people in Canada. We've all had our different hiccups in different parts of the provinces, I should say. So everybody's experience with COVID has been different. So we literally listen to each other, take a lot of notes. Zoom calls have definitely been part of our business right from the get-go since March. So listening, talking to each other, follow-up phone calls, you name it, we do it. And it's made a big difference. We're not in this alone. We're all in this, together, but together as a franchise group has made my life a lot easier, knowing that it's not just me going through this, it's everybody. So having that support, not only with family, but with Molly Maid Canada has really, really made an impact.
That's great. And what about in your free time? Is there anything you're reading, any TV shows or movies you've watched, activities that keep you motivated?
So who hasn't installed Netflix?
Exactly.
Since COVID, my kids were the only ones that were watching it. So you do end up watching, shows together that you and your spouse really like. The other benefit is we have 2 dogs. So, and we've always had them. It wasn't something we inherited, during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
My dogs have kept us sane So we are going for walks every day. It allows us to just get outside. Obviously, you have to be able to do that. That's part of your, in order for you to kind of just let go of the blah that's happening. I wasn't an avid reader before. I mean, I would read short articles, the newspaper, things on the internet. So I started doing audiobooks because I found that a lot easier for me. So when I'm driving to the office, I put the audiobook in and listen. And again, it doesn't have to be business related. Sometimes it's just anything that would keep my mind off something. We have done online cooking classes, my husband and I. We have done online concerts. So again, just there's other aspects that are happening in the world that have allowed people to still get together as groups. So online concerts, online cooking classes, Zoom calls for special occasions with, birthdays for people that are celebrating milestones. We've done that quite a bit. So every weekend it's been different, and we've done something to kind of stay connected with family and friends.
Good for you. Keeping yourself nice and busy.
We try.
So you mentioned you've been a franchisee for 17 years, I believe.
Yes.
So what, in your opinion, makes for a good Molly Maid franchisee? What qualities or characteristics do you think you have or people should have?
You have to, first of all, like people. It is a business where you're constantly meeting new people. You have to be adaptable. And there's, again, where I am in Mississauga, we have so many wonderful communities, wonderful clients, lots of diversity. Having them welcoming you into your home, their home, when I go to do an estimate, it's just amazing. And that's what I love about this business. I also love the fact that different age groups coming in to apply for work, and it doesn't matter how old you are. You never want to put like an age that you can't be a cleaner if you're in your 20s. I have the best ladies that are young that are cleaners. I have the best ladies that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are cleaners. I think it's just about the program we have in place and the training that we have for our staff that allow anybody to be successful. Of course, it's not for everybody, and we understand that, but it allows those new hires to really determine if this is something that they will want to do. The hours that we run our business is another key factor that I think I love. I was a young mom before too. So those were the kind of women I looked for when I had young children. I wanted somebody with a good work-life balance, had a family, wanted to be home with their kids, take them to hockey practice on the weekend, in the evenings, dance class, you name it. So having the no evenings or weekends as part of the business really brought forward a lot of the women that are still with me today. And that's allowed us, or me as a business owner, to kind of stay connected, looking for those kind of people. And again, you may have some people that are just looking to work part-time in between working maybe at a restaurant and want to be able to work evenings. At this point, that's not an option, but was it before? Of course it is. Same thing with weekend work. You have a lot of people that want to be able to work on a Saturday, and knowing that you have clients that will be able to do that for you. Again, it's another option for us as business owners to move forward and make a change. I can't say it enough. You have to be able to like people, know that you have to be able to change on a dime, make a decision right at the instant when things happen, because in our business, things can happen last minute. You don't, carrying a grudge with you moving forward day to day, like if something happens, if somebody calls in sick, if somebody cancels last minute, it really just is part of your business, and you just got to move forward and just kind of roll with it. I really do love what I do. And I honestly say that every single day when I wake up, I'm like, I love what I do. It's just such a great group of people, and being part of a branded company like Molly Maid, I love it.
That's so awesome. And my final question is, what advice for success would you give others that are considering franchising?
Well, I think the first thing you have to do is make sure you want to be part of a franchise. Knowing that franchises do have policies and systems in place for you to be successful is the key thing to keep in mind here. If you don't want to be part of that and like the colors of that group, or don't like the systems that they're going to have in place, then a franchise is not for you. If you want to be part of a branded business that is recognized worldwide, then that's definitely a key factor, especially with systems, policies, everything in place for you. there's no reason for you not to be successful if they have everything laid out. You just have to practice that and follow those systems in order for you to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Besides the fact that Molly Maid Canada, I have to say, as a franchise owner for 17 years, you never expect things like this to happen in the world. With us running into COVID, when this happened, it devastated our group for sure. We all had to shut down. In Ontario, I should say, Ontario had to shut down for the 3 months. Our group of support people at Molly Maid Canada worked hard and day and night coming up with new systems, the healthy home cleaning system for us as a group. And it has made a big difference, I would have to say, in what we do day to day. Having that manual, having the support that we have in each other and our support network at Molly Maid Canada, bar none the best.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. For more franchising resources, including how-to articles, expert advice, franchisee success stories, and franchise opportunities, visit franchisecanada.online. Don't forget to subscribe to Franchise Canada e-news while you're there. You can also learn more about franchising at cfa.ca and can connect with specific franchise opportunities at lookforfranchise.ca.